The world is changing, and it's happening in a place where almost no one is watching. Far in the north, beyond the storms, beyond civilization, lies a frozen world carved from ice and silence. Greenland, a land so cold it can freeze the truth itself. But tonight, that silence breaks, because what's happening here could decide the future of the entire planet. This is the story the world wasn't prepared for. Map zoom, the discovery. Narration, look closer. Zoom into the Arctic, past the melting glaciers, past the shifting ice sheets. At first glance, it looks empty, just white, just frozen. But beneath that frozen surface, a global conflict is beginning to rise. The world's superpowers have already drawn their borders here. Lines you can't see, but lines they are willing to fight for. The Arctic is no longer a wasteland. It's the new center of world power. America's ambition, first revealed. Narration. For years, the United States has quietly studied this region, its minerals, its military routes, its unclaimed territories, and behind closed doors, the Arctic became a strategic obsession. Government rooms, blurred officials, secret meetings, almost no trace of what was discussed, except one message: control the Arctic, and you control the future. Why Greenland Matters, the truth opens. Narration. Greenland is not just ice, not anymore. Underneath its surface lies enough rare earth minerals to power the next generation of technology, enough oil to shift global markets, and enough land to change the balance of military power forever. And as the oceans warm, new shipping lanes are forming, routes that could make or destroy economies. What once looked empty is now the most valuable real estate on Earth, and everyone wants a piece of it. Arctic military moves. Tension begins. Narration. The first signs of conflict didn't come from politicians. They came from machines. Radar towers began spinning. Submarines glided beneath the ice. Warships drifted quietly through frozen waters. Drones scanned for movement that shouldn't exist. The Arctic, the world's last untouched frontier, was becoming militarized. No warning, no announcement, just silent power moving into place. White House pressure, the flashpoint. Narration. Meanwhile, in Washington, behind heavy wooden doors and dim hallways, a different conversation was happening. One built on urgency, ambition, and fear of losing control. Documents marked confidential. Maps of Greenland spread across the table. Analysts whispering about timelines and the possibility of another country reaching it first. This wasn't strategy. This was panic. America felt the clock ticking. Europe reacts. The world wakes up. Narration. Europe did not stay silent. Protests erupted through the snow. Flags waved in freezing winds. Voices shouted warnings no one wanted to hear. Because they knew something. If the Arctic falls into the wrong hands, the entire balance of global power collapses. This was no longer about borders. This was survival. Headquarters, tension rose like a storm. Diplomats moved quickly, files in hand, urgency in their steps. The Arctic was no longer future strategy. It was now. And for the first time in decades, NATO leaders whispered about something unthinkable. What if this crisis breaks the alliance apart? Because if the Arctic becomes a battleground, NATO fractures from the inside. Greenland reacts, the turning point. Narration. And then the world turned its eyes to the one place at the center of everything. Greenland, a land caught between giants, a population small, but a landmass larger than most nations. Their silence broke. Voices rose from icy villages, warning the world that danger was coming, faster than anyone expected. Greenland had become the spark, that could ignite a global confrontation, and what happens next will decide the future of the Arctic and the world.